The Walt Disney Company has canned the Muppets, kicked them out of their theater like Doc Hopper or Tex Richmond. And you might say to yourself, well, what is it that they're going to replace Jim Henson with? What is so marvelous that the monsters have to make their way into the Muppets theater? Well, folks, what if we told you that Walt Disney World will not be welcoming in a fantastic new attraction, but now it looks like the Magic Kingdom will be handing down the Laugh Floor, Monsters Laugh Floor, to Hollywood Studios. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the channel that continues to tell the truth when it comes to Disney. No cupcakers, no pixie dusters here. Just those of us who want to make your vacation great. And folks, we are not elated to say that it looks like the Muppets have headed out of their theater so that Disney can move the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor from Magic Kingdom, the attraction that nobody wants to go into the theater where the Muppets once were. Also, they can have a fully immersive land. This is the kind of story that we even struggle to believe, but it looks real. Click the like button. We'll explain right now. All right, folks, take a look at this. We have right here on Blog Mickey, Disney releases new concept art for Monsters, Inc. Land at Hollywood Studios. And I say that this is a downgrade, but others may say differently. We'll explain why. Along with the new construction walls blocking off Muppets Courtyard this morning, new concept art has debuted as well. In this article, we'll compare the previous artwork with the new Monsters, Inc. concept art. All right, here's what we've got, the new stuff, okay? You see it right there. There it is. It says, starting in the lower right of the image, we can see that Disney has removed some of the planned theming for Grand Avenue, along with scaling back the entrance to the land. The theater has been renamed from the Monstro to the Glob. We can also see that the fountain featuring Miss Piggy right now will be depigged instead of replaced. So no more pig, but the same fountain will stay. And for those of you who thought, oh, I'm getting a brand new land, yeah, they just kicked out the Muppets and stuck it with monsters instead. So yay. I'm not even sure they should have got rid of Muppets. They could have just used Sweetums as a reason to keep them. Turning our attention to the left side of the concept art, we can see that some billboards have been removed, notably a billboard that referenced the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor attraction at Magic Kingdom. I can understand why. It also looks like some of the buildings will be more colorful when the land opens in a few years. So yeah, it's going to be years. It's going to be years. Construction, yay for years. Checking out the Door Vault roller coaster, we can see that the building sits back just a bit further than in the original version of the artwork. It also looks like there is more of a proper entry courtyard area than in the first version of the artwork. And I'll point out some changes there too that are problematic. Folks, take a look at the left side over here. You can see now that we've got some, in the concept art, they've shown some shade. And the reason that I think that is concerning is because that suggests to me that even in the concept art, they're recognizing they don't have a lot of queue space interior. So they're going to have this queue for the Monsters ride be outdoors. Okay, well, Vash, you know so much more about this. And Disney has a big responsibility. They've got to make this be so good, so amazing, that it is worth losing the last work of Jim Henson. Vash, is it an upgrade, a downgrade? What are we finding out with the latest artwork?
It might be a lateral move. I mean, this is some strange stuff right here. So I think there are some things that I like. There are some things that I don't like. Let's go ahead and get into them right now with even more detail right here, because, well, Mickey Views, sorry there, Braden, actually had some really amazing insight into what we are looking at in some of these images right here, and a direct comparison between the two. You can see right here, the Monsters, Inc. door coaster building has been set back slightly, leaving space for a wide promenade past the end of the existing Muppets courtyard area. That's what we were talking about before, bro. But it looks like he might have some speculation as to what we're looking at with those shade structures. I thought I brought this up. Perhaps I did not. But apparently he's saying that perhaps, it appears a potential playground for children who do not meet the coaster's height requirement for an outdoor queuing area or a food and bev spot is now visible in the art. Let us know what you think this new spot is for. So they're actually thinking, well, perhaps maybe this might be a play area. I'm not quite sure. It's very interesting in this artwork. But the shade structures themselves and so forth, that is a level of cheap. that we, well, have associated with Disney in its latest projects for the last couple of years or so. So that's not necessarily encouraging. Now, when you brought up that artwork for what is going to happen to the Muppets Theater, the glob is very, very interesting because Mickey Hughes says this. One rumor we have heard is that this theater will be a
deviation or
derivation of the laugh floor, formatted as a late night TV show starring Mike Wazowski. This would explain the glob. Disney has yet to officially announce any premise, theme, or format for this new show, however.
Hang on here, Vash. I got to get on this. I hadn't seen this before. Okay. Right. Now, I had seen what Mickey Hughes had posted. For whatever reason, I hadn't read this about the laugh floor. That would explain why they removed the billboard. If we get essentially the laugh floor as a replacement for the Muppet Vision, people should rightly be furious. And I don't say furious about theme park stuff ever. But if you replace the very last work that Jim Henson ever did with the freaking laugh floor, that is a failure at Magic Kingdom. Listen, it's cute, kind of, but good grief, if that's going to replace Jim Henson, then this is pathetic.
And you have to remember that laugh floor has a smaller capacity than Muppet Vision 3D. And we saw Muppet Vision 3D, I think, with 550 seats or so, 568, something like that.
It doesn't matter. It'll be 20% filled if this is laugh floor.
But that's the thing. Laugh floor had less of a wait time associated with it on average than Muppet Vision 3D did with less capacity. So it's demonstrably has performed to a lesser extent than Muppets, and yet we might be getting the replacement of one for the other. In this way, a very big downgrade. And you can see, to go along with that downgrade point, and Fake Wizard, I want to go ahead and throw it to you after this. You can see right here that they actually took some of the monsters theming off in this revised concept artwork. And so that's why it's like, maybe this is really a downgrade. You can actually see right here where these kind of cars that were featured on the exterior, those have been removed also from this 2025 update. Now that fountain, originally it looked like this kind of these high pressured water balls that we see in some places on Disney property. I think Tomorrowland might have one in Magic Kingdom. I know Tomorrowland and Disneyland does, but that's what it kind of looked like before. To have a more prominent fountain be featured, they might have seen some of the backlash from people saying, hey, why are we losing the Miss Piggy fountain for basically nothing, and may have responded to it. But otherwise, I think you have a point here to be made, Pro. I think this might be a downgrade. We can actually see here, like the shutters on the windows, for example, or the awnings, I should say. Those have been removed from this piece of concept artwork right here. The billboard that you see in the 2024 concept artwork, that's been removed as well. So, yeah, it's as the budgets get locked in, now we see this artwork revised.
Yeah. And they put this out there after they've closed everything down. Okay, so it looks to me, Fake Wizard, like if this is what's going to happen, like we thought, I joked that they were going to put a Disney Plus short in there. This would be worse, honestly, because Laugh Floor is it is unfunny jokes with, it's like if you took Turtle Talk from Epcot and made it horrible. That would be Laugh Floor. If that replaces Jim Henson, good Lord.
I thought it was going to be a coaster.
The coaster is going to be in the back, but they took the Muppet attraction, which is a theater as well. When they did this, the coaster is still going back there, but they wanted the theater. They didn't have to have the theater, but they decided, oh yeah, we got to have ourselves an inclusive land,
an immersive land.
My mind is blown here. I was under the impression that they had to strip out the Muppets to put in, that's where the coaster was going to go. So you're telling me that the coaster goes behind that?
Yeah, correct. This is like a little aperitivo.
So Muppets died for very little here.
Well,
it's going to be another show.
Really, just to stick the fork in our backs.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Welcome to our Ron. Do you like this?
No. Look, guys.
Ron just is like. No, I'm sick. I'm sick, guys.
This is so. The look. If you look at it, the entire Muppets courtyard is still there, and this is a seriously cheap overlay to call something immersive. It's not immersive. It's just a cheap up. Basically, here's what's going to happen: Pizza Rizzo becomes Pizza Rizzo becomes Pizza Raz, right? And then Mama Melrose becomes Mama Mike Wazowski. It's the whole day, and then. And I said this the other day. I bet you anything a version of the laugh floor is what's going to go in that theater, because that space is dead in Tomorrowland. Nobody goes in there. As a matter of fact, let me tell you my last experience at the laugh floor, and I am not kidding. I was there after hours without a wristband on. Like, it was one of those after-hour events when everybody had not paid for it was getting pushed out of the park. I didn't have the wristband on. I wasn't a hotel guest, and I was walking past the laugh floor, and the cast members begged me to come in. They said, they saw that I did. I said, I don't have a wristband. And they goes, no, come on in. Watch it anyway. We need to fill this up.
Please, sir, we haven't had a guest in 3 shows now. Please come into the laugh floor. We're in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, and I have friends that work in the laugh floor. I mean, they I'm sure they have a blast backstage, but it's just that thing is. It's hard. And here's a guarantee: if you go into the laugh floor, you will get salmonella. That's 100% guaranteed. If you've been to the laugh floor, you know what I mean.
All right, so this is just awful. Anyway, maybe the good news is maybe laugh floor will leave Magic Kingdom, so there's some space.
I think it will.
It look like Stitch's Great Escape now. All right, well let's go to William Thompson. William, your thoughts on the genius of Jim Henson going away for what amounts to an attraction nobody goes to in another theme park?
Much like the day that Walt Disney died, and then of course Jim Henson. That's the saddest day of my life. I think that
I remember it. It was not a good day when the news came in.
It was a sad day, and I think we're just seeing ultimately the changing of the guard. You're going to watch Disney just flail away. They're bankrupt creatively, morally, socially. I think you're going to see the rise of Epic and Universal, and they're not going to look back. And we're going to look on this moment as a literal dying of a giant and an empire. That's it. And they deserve it.
I agree. Lauren, get in here. What are your thoughts on this?
It's just more of what we've come to see of Disney in the last few years. I think that you're seeing them continue to strip features out to save money. It's just looking cheap, and it's looking like they have no respect for their own legacy. It's sad. All of this is sad, and I don't know. I've become so cynical about all of these corporations doing these things that it's hard to see them changing course, and it's just a sad thing.
The genius of Jim deserves better. And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We are done for now, but don't worry. Do not fret. Not yet, for more content is still coming your way 4 times a day right here on the Pro Channel. What a joy it has been to share our time with you. We hope you feel the same. Adding value to your every single day is our job here, and we take it very seriously. Folks, the only thing we ask in return is that you consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it. Stick it to those algorithms. It's the notification bell. And drop a comment right on down below. And folks, if you'd like to subscribe to our partner YouTube channels, That Park Place, That Pod Place, That Game Place, and some of those radio stations like Vacation Radio, well, we certainly would appreciate it. Until the next time we have the honor of spending time and being invited into your day, folks, we go on our way saying this: keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. She's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... Okay, I'm gonna call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.